Hey there YouTube, it's Mountain Man 3225. Well, in this episode today, we're going to show you the winch and the wireless controller, how that works. We showed you the winch in a previous video, but we're going to show you with the wireless controller and the reason why you want wireless. But before I start the episode, I want to say this. Cody Stud 56 wrote a comment back a few days ago or so. Said you ought to do some Q&A videos, or well, something to that effect. I don't have the actual comment in front of me, but I would like to take this time to, which I already wrote him back with this, but we'll just repeat it here in this video, just for those of you who didn't already know or hadn't paid attention. There's a chat thing that you can get on your computer or your cell phone, your smartphone. It's called Zello. That's Z-E-L-L-O. I'll leave a link in the description. If you go on there and set you up an account, you can look me up. My room on there, we call them rooms, is called Suzuki Truck Talk. Capital S in Suzuki, lowercase truck, lowercase talk. No spaces though. So, if you look me up, you'll see a Suzuki emblem with a set of wings. If you look that room up, you can ask me any questions, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. And if I don't know it, I know people who do, so I can always refer you back. So that's where you can find me. That's how you get your questions answered, and that's how we do that. It's a little bit easier than me trying to shoot videos and do all that. So, plus it gives everyone a chance to participate one-on-one with me, and for me to participate with my subscribers, because I'd love to speak with y'all more on a personal level. I mean, writing back comments is good, but if y'all are into it, I'm into it. Let's converse one-on-one or in a group. That'd be kind of neat. But anyhow, okay, on to the video. Also, hopefully by the next episode, we'll have the bed liner where I can show you that. You know what, I think we will. And then episode 9, this is Suzuki Tips and Tricks episode 7. By episode 9, we'll have a new exhaust system put on the truck, and I'll show you that. Of course, as with most of these things, I won't be able to show you the install just because some of the stuff I have subcontracted, so I can't do that because most people don't like being on camera. As I'm sure you'll remember this trailer though from a previous video where I went to pick up my neighbor's mower when I first installed the winch out of the box. But we're going to show you, excuse me there, some of the tips and tricks of proper winching. Okay. Trick number 1 and tip number 1 is actually for your own safety. Good, thick leather gloves. So we're going to go ahead and put those on right now. Excuse me there. Wrong hand and just dropped it. But we're going to go ahead and put these on here. And then I've got a test vehicle brought out here to demonstrate the winch. Now this is just for handling the cable. You don't need these on. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a kind of a head cold going on here. You don't need these on to run the winch. It's kind of hard to handle them buttons that way. So let me grab the camera up real quick, and we'll show you the winch. And I'm going to set the camera up in the next frame and show you the whole how you work it, all that good stuff. Y'all come along. Okay, YouTube, now what I'm going to demonstrate to you now is a scenario of the four-wheeler is broke down, stuck in gear, no power, no nothing, but I've got to get it back home. Now I'll figure out when I get it back to the shop how to fix it. This is a perfect example of a towing scenario for a four-wheeler, or it could just be stuck, but this will be an example of both of those. So here we go. Hit the end. Okay, now we're going to show you just a flat out broke down four-wheeler. Now this one should move a little bit quicker because it's in neutral, but again, the battery is still dead. It's just in neutral, won't run, whatever. Or you're just having to hoist up some trailer because you're lazy. So here we go. See, with the winch controller, I can keep the machine running straight and true. once we get up to the ramp here, which actually, I'm going to do something here real quick. This is something else I'm going to show you. Let me reposition the camera. Because, oh yeah, it kind of would help to reposition anyway. I need to get the solo shot 2 one day because that would be so nice. But until then, you'll just have to bear with me. But as you can see here, the winch is pulling just fine, but we want the cable to move the other way for a little while because we don't want all the cable running up on one side of the winch. So what we do is we'll, like I say, we'll put it on the other side of the hitch, and I'm sure y'all probably got that, I'm hoping. So we're going to set the camera back a little ways here. Make sure our zoom's all the way out. I'm sure it's probably still in from the previous shot. Yes, it is. Okay. That's pretty good right there. So, we'll get back to the winching, and then, actually, better yet, we'll do one off-site. Let you see us standing right here beside the trailer, and we'll winch it up. This is another example. If you just want to have somebody else, and you just, or if you're pulling your own vehicle out of the mud, we'll sit down here again for a minute. If you're pulling your own vehicle out of the mud, and you want to be a little distance away from your vehicle in case that cable was to break, here's another example of why it's a good idea to have wireless. I'm going to step off to the side. Now mind, the cable's not going to break because that's a light four-wheeler, but if it was to break, you would be out of the way because this specific controller here, I'm not sure how well y'all can see this or if I'm in the shot. Let me flip this around so I can make sure I'm in the shot. We certainly don't need to have any, well, anyways, this controller here is ready to go up to about 90 feet away from your vehicle. So you could be a far enough distance away from your machine pulling it up. That don't matter if it's a ATV, a UTV, a mini truck, go-kart, don't really matter. And also, if you're looking for a good winch, or you're just now watching this video and thinking, I'd love to have a mini truck, I know a good place to get one. It's called Best Used Tractors, which I've spotted them in several of my other episodes, but we'll do it again today. Call them over there at number is 503-922-0031 or bestusedtractors.com. Tell Rick McLean over there that Cody sent you, and he'll fix you up. So, we'll get back to the winching now, and we'll go ahead and jump on the ATV because I'm going to need to control it, make sure it stays straight on the trailer. Because we certainly don't need the winch. I mean, we certainly don't need, we don't need the winch to, you know, pull it off the side of the trailer or something. So we're going to go ahead and control it like this. As you see, I'm just keeping the wheel straight. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate something else. Say you're pulling your ATV or a mower or whatever, and it's just not right. You don't like the position. You can always hit that out arrow. Like this, it's just not that straight. So we're going to roll this back to the area. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and move my gloves out of the way for a minute because I'm going to show y'all something else here in a minute too. So let's go ahead and get this repositioned. I just didn't like the way it was on the ramp. That's another reason why you want wireless, because you're not obligated and tied down, tied down by the cable controller. But on the flip side of that, hang on here, let me pull it up. Wind up and I'll finish telling you what I'm trying to say here. Right there. itself right here just fine. Right up here on the trailer like nothing. So it's a nice little system to have. And see, now that we've got it on the trailer, I can simply just jump off the machine. If I've got a little stop up here on this trailer, I do a lot of towing for my neighbor. Let me get you refocused in there for a second and we'll show you that. Let me just get it focused in here. Hang on just one second. I'm sorry there, YouTube. Just a good old... Anyhow, sorry there. But you can see, I'm sure y'all can probably see it right there. But we're going to line that wheel up with that little stop there. I'm not sure how good that's going to show up in the video, but here you go. And there you go. That's all you've got to do. Is you line it up right there and you're done. Alright, we're going to stop the video for a second, unload the four-wheeler. I'm going to show y'all what you need the leather gloves for here in just a second. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, YouTube, now I'm going to try and show you here as best I can. I don't know how this will turn out. But the reason why you want the wet leather gloves is, see, I'm pulling the cable for an example, but it also is a little bit crooked. So when you go to pull in the cable, there's three things you want to not do. One, you don't want to have your hand close to that drum. Two, you don't want to have your hand close to that fair lead. And three, you don't want to be pulling steel cable in bare-handed. There's little fragments, shards of steel cable all around after you use it a couple of times. That will eat your hands up. So a good thick pair of leather gloves is strongly recommended for this next part. Now to spool in your cable, you watch it and see how it's rolling up on the drum. And as you'll see here, I'm just fishing it in by hand. It doesn't hurt, and I'm wearing this big glove. So we're just going to let it go for a little bit, and we're going to let a little more out. Okay, now we're to our hook, and the last last little bit of cable here. I'm not sure how well y'all can see that. The point is, we're at a short spot now. So what we'll do now is we'll take it and grab the hook, being mindful of where our fingers are, because you do not want to get them wound up in that fair lead. That would really hurt. It will break your fingers off, so do not do that. Be very careful. Now there's two ways you can do this. One, you can wind it in just a hair and let the hook hang down off the side of your winch. If you're working from the front, that's what you want to do. Or two, if you're like myself and you're using this with a trailer, I take about, let me reposition the camera here for a second, and we'll show you exactly how much cable we do here. Let me zoom in just a hair here. Have to excuse it if the thing's not that good, but we'll have to zoom in here where you can see it. Okay, that should be good enough. Let me flip my my monitor around where I can see what I'm doing here. This is one of those times it's really going to be nice. Okay, now as you'll see here, you just want about that much cable. You can see where the hook is here in my hand, but you just want about this much cable. And then what I do is I take it and find the least filled area of the drum, and just simply, well, you can either hook it back here, or I personally prefer to hook it up front. And then take the wireless controller here. Let's see here, make sure well, I guess I'm not in the shot, I don't know. And just bump it a couple of times. Give me a second here. Sorry there, y'all. I have to take my glove off there for a minute because I can't control that winch with the glove. Okay, you can either do it like that. I personally bump it one more time, but we'll bump it back one more time. Just like that. And that keeps your winch tight, rolled up clean, or semi-clean, and then it'll keep your hook out of the way, so if you want to pull a trailer behind your truck, you can do that. Hang on just one second, we'll be right back with you. Not sure how, oh wait, I'm zoomed in, that's why. I'm like, oh, good Lord. There we go. Anyhow, YouTube, I hope that helps y'all out. If the video's not the best, I'm sorry. I'm trying to work before the weather rolls in bad, so we're kind of short. But I really wanted to get this to y'all. As always, thank y'all for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Come visit us on Zello. That's Suzuki Truck Talk. Capital S in Suzuki, no spaces. Lowercase everything else. And thank you, Cody Stud 56, for your comments. Thank y'all all for watching. And also, as I said before, and I'll say it again, if you'd like to get yourself a mini truck or a 4,500 pound winch or anything, because he also does ATV stuff, snowplow, all that good stuff, and UTV, you know, just call him and ask. Rick McLean, 503-922-0031 over at Best Used Tractors, bestusedtractors.com. This is Mountain Man 3225 saying, God bless, stay safe out there on the trails, and we'll catch y'all in the next episode with the new bedliner. Thanks.